The Democratic Alliance's Premier candidate, Msimanga, has given the true state of the province address. He's concluded that, but he started with talking about some of the issues that are grappling the province. Some of those include load shedding as well as unemployment, and ensuring that he grows the economy in Gauteng, and all the measures that he would then put in place if he were to ascend to the position of being the premier of the province. He joins me now to speak to me more and just to elaborate on some of the measures put in place. You speak of crime, you speak of, Gauteng being the economic hub, and the fact that it is crippled by crime as well as load shedding, and you propose measures that could assist. Tell us more about that.
Well, thank you very much. I think first of all, we need to understand that you cannot fight crime in the Northern Cape as you fight in crime in Gauteng, as you would fight crime in Limpopo, as an example. There's unique circumstances that each and every province must take into consideration. And this is why we've been calling for the devolving of power from a national to a provincial level, so that we are able to then start saying, how do we then recruit, train, and deploy police at a provincial level? We need specialized units. We need a gang unit in Gauteng. We need a drug unit in Gauteng. We need a unit that will be able to deal with the Zamazamas, as an example. We need to also make sure that you're able to then deal with the infrastructure that assists the police to then do what needs to be done. There are police stations right now where if you call, you cannot even get an answer from particular police stations because they're not connected. So that talks to a problem. You have police stations that don't have holding cells. So if people are arrested in the vicinity of that police station, now you need to then take people out. That is something that needs to be addressed. But we are also saying that, if you're not going to address the issue of infrastructure in your province, nobody will then come and invest in your province. So we have been saying we need to have a provincial master plan that talks to how we deal with the issues of water, electricity, sewers, roads, and also the maintenance of some of the infrastructure that we have, schools, clinics, hospitals. How do we then deal with those? And these are things that, going around and having gone through every region in this province, have seen firsthand how dilapidated some of the infrastructure is and how we now need to then deal with that. But you cannot deal with those if you don't have a master plan that tells you where you are and what you now need to then fix. These are some of the things.
A valid point that you're making, because in the absence of services, you find that businesses suffer and find better places and leave areas, and this then translates to unemployment and a growing number of people who then join the unemployment lines. But speaking of unemployment, you also mentioned that you would like to find measures to assist with unemployment in the province, and saying that, if Gauteng is actually not free until they are freed from the shackles of unemployment.
Yeah, one of the things that we're talking about is part of you putting money as government, into infrastructure and into, the men and women that are supposed to help you with safety and security. With health as an example, you will not be able to then get employment going. Investors want to see you putting money where it will be easier for them, to come in and put money in there, and also seeing their investment protected. So investors are saying, if you cannot guarantee that we'll have electricity, if you cannot guarantee that we'll have uninterrupted supply of water, but more importantly, that our trucks, whatever we're producing, if it cannot be secured in terms of you having visible policing, we will not be able to then come and invest in there. So this is some of the things that we are saying we want to then bring back. But also investors are asking for accountability from government. If you cannot be an accountable government, investors are saying, but how do we then trust you with billions of our rands that we want to then bring into the economy? So this is why we are saying, so you add on the issue of infrastructure, you add on the issue of safety and security, but you also add on a capable government in place that is going to be accountable, and then you're able to then attract investment. By the way, you cannot have a situation where government thinks that it will be the sole employer. The only way that you can really get the economy is to providing suitable, environment for investors to come in and invest, and that's how you're going to get employment going.